Welcome back to the Girl Code Podcast, where we talk about real life, real feelings, growth, and helping you live the best life you deserve. And sis, I'm not gonna lie to you, this episode almost didn't happen. I was kind of on the fence with recording this episode because I know this probably wasn't going to touch the community really good. Because sometimes telling the truth means calling things out that we've been taught to normalize. And today we're talking about something that's been sitting heavy on my heart for a long time, really since my early 20s. It's been sitting on my heart. And I mean, I'm not going to say how old I am now, but you get my drift. Are Black women, especially older Black women, sometimes our first bullies? Let that sit. Now, before anybody get defensive, before we start saying that's just how they are or they mean well, just stay with me for a minute because this conversation isn't about disrespect, it's about healing. If you ever been called fast or fast for how you dress, if you ever been told you were too much or not enough by someone who was supposed to protect you, if you ever had a shady auntie, a teacher, a church mother, or even your own mom say something that stuck with you in a painful way, this episode is for you. And if you ever found yourself stepping in to defend a young girl, like, nah, that was unnecessary, this episode is for you too. Because let's be honest, sometimes we don't even realize we're doing it. And that's the problem. I'll never forget the first time an older woman said something to me that made me question myself. I was probably like 12, 13, trying to figure out who I was. I remember I was wearing something cute, not even scandalous, just cute. It was my cheerleading uniform. And I was so happy I made the team. And of course, my skirt was not long. I mean, I'm a cheerleader. Why would my skirt be long? And I remember one of the cheerleader moms, her daughter was kind of on the heavier side. And it just always looked like towards the other girls, she always had an attitude. Like it was always something. And she looked at me like she was mad at me for existing. I didn't get that. It's like, it's so crazy how I caught that day. And I seen her whisper to her friend, I already know her ass gonna be hot when she get older. That, like, I'm at my grown age now and I still remember that. And me, I always been outspoken. I never been scared to talk up for myself because that's how my mom raised me. And I looked at her and said, I'm not hot. And I ran to my friends and she looked so shocked and like shook her head. I mean, this lady, her mouth dropped. Number one, she didn't know I heard her. She whispered loud. And number two, she didn't think I would say something back to her. But the thing that hurt me the most wasn't the words. It was the energy. It was the tone. It was the way she acted like she was doing me a favor by telling me I was too much or not enough. And what hurt even more is nobody checked her. Nobody said, girl, what you just said was unnecessary. It was just normal. It was just something she said and nobody checked her and they went on about their day or evening at practice. And that's even when I realized a lot of us didn't grow up with emotional safety. We grew up with survival. Why do so many older Black women feel entitled to say the most discouraging, rude, or humiliating things, especially to younger women, just because they was not raised with love? Why is harshness mistaken for wisdom? Why is cruelty excused as preparing you for the real world? And why are younger Black girls expected to just take it? Like we're supposed to smile, nod, and then go home and cry in silence. No, sis. No. We're breaking that shit in 2026. We're breaking this. And this is for my girls, my teenage girls, my girls in their 20s. This is unacceptable. You are enough. You are loved. You're not hot. You're not doing too much. You're beautiful. And don't let nobody older that's jealous that done had their time and have wasted it have you think that you're not enough or that you're too much for the world. Because, baby girl, you are enough and you are that girl. And here's the part we don't talk about enough. A lot of our elders were never allowed to be soft, really, if you really think about it. They were not protected, they were not affirmed. A lot of older women, when things happened to them when they was younger, you always had to sweep it under the rug. It's family. Sweep it under the rug. You don't let nobody know what happened. And that's not how you're supposed to raise your girls. They were taught to be tough because the world didn't give them a chance. So pain became their personality. Silence became strength. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying they don't deserve respect. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying trauma doesn't automatically make you wise. Sometimes it makes you bitter, and sometimes it makes you dangerous. Because if you've never been emotionally safe, you don't know how to create emotional safety for someone else. And that's what we're dealing with. But just because something was passed down doesn't mean it deserves to be passed forward. We are not required to accept disrespect just because the person is older. And we are not required to accept cruelty just because the person is a woman. Because, sis, women can be bullies too. And sometimes they're the worst. I'm not saying all older women are like this. So don't go in the comments. I I don't want to hear it. I'm saying enough of them are. And enough of us have carried this into our own childhood without even realizing it. I hear the conversations on social media. I hear the conversations amongst women. I have heard the conversations that I done had with women that our first bully was an older lady that didn't like how we were shaped, that didn't like how our mothers treated us, didn't like how we looked because we looked better than her, we looked better than her kids. It was always something. And sometimes you have to heal from that childhood trauma. These older women, they need to learn to go to therapy. I don't care how old you are. You have to get rid of that bitterness because at the end of the day, every year it's a girl turning 18. And every year you're going to get a year older. And it's nothing you can do. And listen, understanding trauma does not mean tolerating disrespect. You are allowed to set boundaries with people older than you. You are allowed to say, don't talk to me like that. You're allowed to protect your peace, even if it makes someone uncomfortable. Because if you keep letting people disrespect you, you're teaching them that your feelings don't matter. And to my younger girls and women, your feelings do matter. Healing doesn't mean staying quiet. Healing means choosing better. And sometimes choosing better means taking up for yourself, never allowing anyone to say anything to you that makes you feel bad about yourself. Speak up and let your voice be heard. This isn't about canceling our elders because I'm proud of you. This is telling young girls that this trauma that women just continue to just run through the loop generation after generation and have to stop somewhere. Because imagine how different things could be if younger girls grew up hearing, I'm proud of you, you're doing your best, you don't have to earn love. That's the cycle I want to break. And that's the cycle I have broken with my daughter. And if you're listening right now and you know you've been the one speaking harshly to younger women, girl, I'm not mad at you. I'm just asking for you to heal. Get therapy. Whatever is hurting you for you to want to be bitter towards women and women younger than you, see a therapist. It's fine. It's okay. You don't have to tell anyone. They have plenty of resources. You won't have to tell a soul that you're in therapy. Get a journal. Write down your feelings. Write down why you're so angry. Because we can't keep passing this pain down like it's a family heirloom. And sis, if this episode hit home for you, you're not alone. I want you to sit with this conversation. Talk about it with your friends. Reflect on it with compassion for yourself and for others. And if you're an older woman listening, thank you for being open enough to even hear this, because doing better starts with being honest. And if this is what you needed, please leave me a 5-star review, leave a comment, and DM me on social media, on Instagram, the girl code 1_, TikTok, the girl code. And as always, sis, protect your peace, tell the truth. Don't let anyone convince you that disrespect is love. And thank you so, so much. This episode really touched me. So thank you so, so much for tuning in to the Girl Code podcast. Remember, you don't have to shrink yourself to make anyone comfortable. Keep your standards high, your peace protected, and your heart soft, but not for the wrong people. Until next time, bye.